This is Hitori Goto, an extremely introverted girl who is always left out when the other kids are playing and eats with her teacher because no one else wants to eat with her. One day, she's watching TV when she sees an interview with a band. One of the members of that band says he was an introvert back in school, but that a band is a place where even introverts can shine. His experience inspires Hitori, who asks her father to let her use his guitar. Of course, he gives her permission. She plans to learn to play it, form a band, and perform at her school's cultural festival. However, 3 years went by, and although she did learn to play the guitar, that was pretty much it. She didn't achieve any of her other goals. She graduated from middle school without ever forming a band, let alone performing at the school festival. But at least now she has a YouTube channel, and she's kinda famous. She uploads covers of popular songs under the name of Guitar Hero. Nevertheless, she's determined to form a band now that she's in high school. So she starts wearing band merch and carries her guitar to school, hoping that someone will talk to her. Unfortunately, no one does. While she's lamenting her life in a playground, a blonde girl runs up to her. Her name is Nijika, and she asks Hitori how good she is with the guitar. When Hitori says she's pretty decent, Nijika asks her to be the guitarist of her band, because their guitarist just left, and they have a concert coming up. But before Hitori can reply, Nijika just drags her while thanking her. When they get to the club where they're gonna perform, we meet Ryo, the bass guitarist, aka best girl of the show. As they lack a singer, today's concert will be only instrumental. They practice together to hear how good Hitori is, but they tell her she sucks. Basically, Hitori is good when she plays solo, but in a band you have to be in sync with your bandmates, something Hitori doesn't do. She rushes ahead of the others. But her bandmates don't blame her. After all, they just came together today. After that problem is kinda sorted out, they come across another problem, and that of course is Hitori's stage fright. She's terrified even when she was told that probably only Nijika's friends would come. Ryo tells her that if she's scared, why doesn't she play from inside a box? They also ask her how she wants to be introduced, because of course she doesn't want to use her real name. Ryo proposes Bocchi, which comes from Hitori Bocchi, meaning all alone. It's a bit rude, but Bocchi loves it, because it's her first nickname ever. They also tell her the name of the band is Kesoku Band. I thought the whole box thing was a gag of the anime, but Bocchi actually plays from inside a box. This is the best slice of life anime of all time. After the concert, they agree to continue playing together and go home. Sometime later, they have a band meeting. They decide they'll write a song. Ryo will make the music and Bocchi the lyrics. Nijika also tells them they need to earn money to pay the quota to have a concert in the club, so they will all work in the club. Turns out Nijika's sister is the manager and she gave them all part-time jobs. Bocchi is serving the drinks, but she gives them while being hidden behind the counter. Nevertheless, after some time she's able to at least look at the customers. Some days later, Bocchi overhears the conversation of two students talking about what a great singer Kita is. She's another student in the school. Quite surprisingly, Bocchi goes to her classroom to invite her to join her band, but she's not able to do it and runs away. However, Kita follows her and Bocchi is now able to tell her about the band. But Kita says she can join her band, cause yeah, she can sing, but she can play guitar, and Bocchi's band needs a guitar/vocalist. In the end, however, Kita asks Bocchi to teach her to play guitar, and she agrees, but only because her introverted personality doesn't allow her to say no. When they're on the way to the club, the others meet the two, and we find out Kita's the guitarist that left Kesoku Band. She entered the band just cause she liked Ryo, don't blame you girl, but as she didn't know how to play guitar, well, she split. But now they accept her back, telling her that if she hadn't flaked out, they'd never have met Bocchi. After that, they decide to take promotional photos of the band. They stroll around the city, taking photos in different locations. In the end, they decide to take a jump pic. After that, Bocchi shows Ryo the lyrics she's made, because she's afraid to show them to the whole band from the get-go. However, Ryo doesn't like them. She says she doesn't like people who abandon their uniqueness to make something commercial. She already left the band she was in exactly because of that. Now she's giving bands another try since Nijika recruited her. So she pretty much tells her, don't write generic lyrics, girl. But she did it because if she were to write what she feels, she'd write social outcast lyrics. But now she was motivated by Ryo to be authentic. When she shows the band the new lyrics, they love them. Later, Ryo also shows them the song she's made and they like it. They also got their paychecks, so they can now pay for a concert. But Nijika's sister says she wants to hear them play first. Last time she let them perform so her sister could make a memory. But seeing how they sucked, she wants to be sure they've improved before letting them perform again. So they practice a lot for this audition, individually and together. The day of the audition, they play their new song and they rock. Literally, they pass. They have 20 tickets to sell, so it's 5 each. But she's terrified because she only has her parents who can go. That means 2 out of 5, and she doesn't have any friends. Some time passes and the others have already sold their 5 tickets, putting Bocchi under a lot of pressure to sell hers quickly. That's when she meets a drunkard just about to die from a hangover. She helps her, buying her water and food, but she finds out she's also in a band. She's a bassist, but she forgot her bass in a bar, so she drags Bocchi with her to go fetch it. After that, Bocchi tells her about the tickets, and the girl takes pity on her, so she forces her to have a street performance together to get people to buy the tickets. Of course, Bocchi is terrified with the idea, so the girl recommends her to play with her eyes closed, which she does, though mid-performance she opens one. In the end, 2 girls buy tickets, and the other is bought by the drunkard. Another day, Kita and Nijika go to Bocchi's house, supposedly to design t-shirts for the band to wear in concerts. I say supposedly because they don't actually decide on a design, and rather start having fun with Bocchi's family, and also ask Bocchi to dress up with the clothes her mom buys her, instead of her usual sweatsuit. Few days later, Nijika tells everyone that since they didn't decide on any design, they're gonna stick with hers. The drawing is a zip tie, which is the translation of the band's name. It's the day of the concert, but unfortunately, a typhoon hits their prefecture, and Bocchi's parents can't make it to the venue. Kita's friends won't come either, so they only have half of their audience. The drunkard and the 2 girls who bought tickets from Bocchi do come, and the girls tell Bocchi they're her fans, which makes Bocchi ecstatic. There are also people who came to see the other bands. So the gig starts and it is a complete success. Everyone likes the band. At the after party, Nijika tells Bocchi about her past. She says she lost her mother when she was young, and her father's hardly ever home, so her sister is practically her only family. She says her sister used to be part of a band, and she took her to music venues so she wouldn't be left alone. She really enjoyed going to those places. Seeing that, her sister decided to leave her band and run her own venue. That's why Nijika's dream is to pick up where her sister left off and become a successful band, and to make her sister's club a place everyone knows of. Bocchi, on the other hand, wants the band to become famous enough that she can drop out of school. Absolutely based! Next, we're on summer break, and our protagonist spends the whole month at home, waiting for an invitation from the band members to hang out. Well, she also goes to work as usual, where her friends notice she's acting stranger than usual. Nijika's sister asks them if they've taken Bocchi anywhere during the summer. Each of them starts making excuses for why they didn't do it until they decide to take her out right now, on the last day of summer break. They go to the beach and to a shrine at the top of a mountain. They enjoy the day and take many pictures together. Back in class, it's time for the cultural festival at Bocchi's school. Her class is informed there's a vacancy for a performance on the second day. Anyone who's interested just has to submit a form to the student council. She tries to but fails and actually faints right there. She wakes up in the infirmary with Kita taking care of her. When Kita makes sure Bocchi is okay, she leaves. Bocchi then throws the application in the trash, thinking it's impossible for her to perform in front of the whole school. However, the next day, Kita tells her she turned in the application for her, and Bocchi dies, quite literally. It's at that moment that the drunkard arrives. Her name is Hiroi, by the way. I hadn't mentioned it because the show hadn't either. Hiroi invites them all to a gig her band is having that day. Already at the venue, we meet the other members of Sick Hack, Hiroi's band, Shima and Eliza. After that, the gig begins, and Bocchi loves it. Inspired by Hiroi, she now does want to perform at school and invites Hiroi to come watch them. Later, Ryo says she wants the second song they'll play to have a Bocchi guitar solo. Since the festival is hers and Kita's, she wants them to shine, cause well, Ryo and Nijika are from another school. On the first day of the festival, Ryo and Nijika join the others to enjoy it. Bocchi's dressed as a maid cause her class is running a maid cafe for the festival. She ran away cause she was scared though, and is now having fun with her friends. However, after a while, they take her back to the maid cafe, where her misery continues. Later, all of them dress up as maids for some reason. Next, we are already at the concert. Everything is going smoothly at first, but then one of the strings of Bocchi's guitar snaps just before her solo. But then she uses a jar that was left near her by the drunkard and plays her solo with it. I know nothing about music, so I don't know what she did there, but it was dope. After the concert ends, Kita tells Bocchi to say something to the crowd that was cheering for her, and she does the most out-of-pocket thing and jumps into the crowd. Oh my god, the amount of physical pain I felt watching that scene was unreal. Look, I'm not that much of an introvert as her, but if that happened to me, I wouldn't come back to that school ever again. That's why it surprised me how well she took it. She barely seemed traumatized. When they're back home, her father gives her the money she's made on YouTube to buy a new guitar. Then she goes with the others to a music store and gets one. Back at home, she tries it out, and that's how the anime ends. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe. See you next time.